What does that do? Basically, it is like a sensor which understands the temperature of the cow. All contraption, which is based on artificial intelligence, changes the entire cow economics. And it is someone from Odisha changes the entire cow economics. And it is someone from Odisha who has developed this. The third example I will give is in goatery. See, goatery is something which, there are small examples, but I think these are something which are easily replicable of poor people. If you look at a very poor household, they will definitely have goats. They may not have cows, they will have goats. Because the goats, whenever they whatever disease is, then his income is extinguished. So that pushes him into kind of poverty. Now how does you relate to that? So you create, there are platforms which have come that understands the goat behavior if they are having such things, and they connect remotely, virtually, to the veterinary advisory services. So these are something which I think are doable and which can create value for the people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. When you talk about artificial intelligence in education, I feel that it has to have practical value. And Odisha is a place which provides you with a lot of opportunities. See, you have created this sensor where they are able to measure the nutrient content of that particular pond. So once you are able to understand the imbalance in the nutrient content, you are able to give certain solutions by which the fish production also gets enhanced. So basically what you find, as one of our esteemed speakers was talking, it talks about multidisciplinary approach today. So you understand biology, you have to understand technology, you have to understand the, as I said, inclusivity. So it comes into social sciences. I am a student of social science, so when I look at the application of technology, I look at whether it is accessible, whether it is inclusive, and to what extent it brings about social impact and creates social capital. So when you talk about AI in education and livelihood, I think we have enough opportunities where we can actually transform livelihood activities of farmers, of artisans, of women, by creating modules, by engaging with them and creating solutions, the income, and by which we also can contribute to the GDP of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for presenting a broader spectrum of the use of AI. I now request once again I request our Director, Professor Manas Malik, sir, to felicitate Sri Samit Tripathi. Thank you, sir. Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu, Senior Regional Manager, NRDC, Government of India, is our next speaker. Dr. Vijay Kumar Sahu is a seasoned expert in technology commercialization associated with the National Research Development Corporation. So please.
So early morning I came from Visakhapatnam. So friends, I'll give you some of the very interesting information how I'm not an AI expert, but how AI is playing an important role in the changing paradigm of ecosystem of innovation. That too, we are talking about education today, and how people like you are making the difference to mitigate the challenge. We have seen the corona, but at the same time, that challenges also create opportunity in tracing, testing, and treating of COVID-19. My previous speaker very well touched upon some of the startup, how they are making proud in connecting the dots, because some of the startup what my previous speaker touched upon, actually they are creating the opportunity and also mitigating the challenge of our route. I came from Kalahandi district. In fact, recently I was in Israel. I have seen many AI technology in Israel, SOA University. So, having said that, how we are building the capacity of our students, the leader of the next economy. Yeah. In fact, my previous speaker has very well spoken about extempo, but I thought I should show you, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. And in fact, friends, if we light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten all of our path. And in fact, today, when we are talking about knowledge economy, knowledge must be acknowledged, and knowledge must be managed, and knowledge must be monetized. And for a university perspective, how university should be competent enough to mitigate the challenge, bringing academia and industry together in leveraging the knowledge from lab to the land, mind to the market, technology at bedside to the bedside, so that the nation can get a accessible and inclusive innovation for a Viksit Bharat and Viksit Odisha. And how we leverage skill and innovation to the industry, because industry plays a very important role in the changing paradigm of innovation and education. But at the same time, as a university, how university is balancing itself in leveraging knowledge, managing knowledge, and also mitigating the challenge of plagiarism, piracy, infringement. That is the biggest challenge at institutional level, national level, and also the emerging technology, what we are talking about today, AI. Friends, in fact, this is a picture I wanted to tell you. The background, you can see how Israel is playing an important role in the global economy today. How technology playing important role. The most important part is capacity building. How our young mind, including ourselves, those who are the people who are part of the governance process, must build the ecosystem. That ecosystem talked about AI and artificial intelligence. As a citizen of India, the rank, the innovation index, when we talked about, we are much more behind, and we need to leverage that so that we can give people prosperity and mitigate the challenge of the planet. Institution plays a very important role, but if you see the technology and emerging technology today, you can see India paid $14.3 billion as a IPR royalties to the countries, those who own the intellectual property. कहाँ से विकसित भारत होगा? So point is that our dependency is there. So we must create an opportunity of research, development, and innovation, so that people like you will be part of that game. And that's the Manthan today talks about. This is the Prime Minister initiative, the manthan.gov.in, and I urge all of you, and including faculty, you must register the Manthan platform so that you can part for collaboration activity bilaterally, multilaterally, institutionally, and also part of your game. Friends, innovation is a long-term health economy. जिस पेड़ का जड़ जितना मजबूत होता है, हर मुसीबत को mitigate कर सकता है. And that's the ecosystem how we should develop through innovation. And the innovation today we are talking about artificial intelligence that is going to mitigate the challenge of growing world, but how we are democratizing this innovation for a Viksit Bharat. Innovation is a buzzword, everyone talks about innovation, but we have seen during Corona how innovation, testing and treating of COVID-19 mitigated the challenge of the global world where we are part of it. So friends, I will touch upon both Saraswati and Lakshmi, how AI will be utilized to mitigate the challenge and how we can make the Lakshmi. So bringing Saraswati and Lakshmi when we are talking about artificial intelligence and innovation, that plays a very important role to industry connect, that create confidence, loyalty and trust in creating value and extracting value in the global economy. I met this lady and she got all the information to mitigate the challenge. That's the innovation we are talking about, how we can leverage the technology so that the person who is old can get it. When we are talking about artificial intelligence, the ownership is most important. Who own it? If the AI will give you your programming or the solution, but where is the liability, where is the redress, where is the ethics, where is the practice? We must not forget the institution, because ownership plays a very important role to mitigate the challenge, because emerging technology are coming from university. University is doing a lot of research, innovation, but there should be a platform for collaboration and ownership. That's the ownership of the country. You can see how China, US own the technology, and if we are paying the royalty in the form of intellectual property. We must look into that opportunity, otherwise we will miss the boss rather than speaking in such kind of platform. So university must look at opportunity of policy. Institutional policy is the Bible for everyone to. Nobody